before we begin, I just want to bring this little cross here that is wood from Jerusalem and olive wood, and also made in the Holy Land. It's from the Knights of Columbus to remind us of the plight of all those many Christians who are persecuted in the Holy Land, in Iraq, in Iran, and all in Syria, and all these people that you keep seeing about being displaced. They're all Christians. They are suffering much persecution. And as the Pope asked us, please keep their memory alive, because the world's news tends to suppress it. If you read the HA this morning, you can see in the columns there, Syria, the other places where they're going into Greece, going into Romania and other places. All these are brothers and sisters. And so this is there to remind us. So in case you want to take it to your office and pass it around, just to keep us reminding of our Christians who are continually suffering. As Pope John Paul II would say, today we have more martyrs than in the first 3 centuries put together. So this is how, let us not forget what they're suffering and how they build up the body of Christ. We hear St. Paul to the Thessalonians. What a beautiful reading of knowing that St. Paul was living in real communion with them, real community, so that he himself, in order not to be a burden to them, he worked doing tents. He was a tent maker, and he worked with his own hands to support himself and others. And also, not only was he not a burden, but he proclaimed to you the gospel of God. And he made them not just hearers, but he made them witnesses of God, which is not just simply conveying the message to our hearers like the youth. And there's no, we got to make them disciples. So St. Paul is going a step further. And then how he treated each one as a father treats his children, exhorting and encouraging you and insisting that you walk in the manner worthy of God, who calls you into his kingdom and glory. So, and he's there with them, accompanying them. So it's a beautiful way of creating that kind of a community. And then also he says, we too give thanks to God unceasingly for you. And isn't that nice to take that up in our lives as well and be thankful for each one of you. Thank you, Juanito. Thank you to each one. And what a nice way he really related with the Corinthians, Thessalonians. Okay, so let us then continue with the Eucharist, and so they open our eyes. And the Eucharist has the power to open our eyes and enter into this very kind of relationship, like St. Paul did with the Thessalonians.